Today we will learn about features in Microsoft Word 2010. Microsoft Word is a word processor that helps you to create documents with a professional outlook. It not only provides the facility to type and modify the text, but it also offers features to enhance the overall appearance of the text. You can find and replace the text, set the page appearance as per your need, and can also preview a document before printing it. Students note that in Microsoft Word, a file is saved with an extension .docs. Now let us talk about copy formatting to another selection. The Format Painter tool is used to apply text formatting and some basic graphics formatting, such as borders and fills to another selection. Select the text or graphics whose formatting you want to copy.
Click on the Format Painter button in the Clipboard group on the Home tab. The pointer changes into a brush shape.
Now apply the copied format by dragging the brush over the desired text. The formatting attributes of the previous text will be applied to the selected text. Let us have a quick view. To save a document, press Ctrl plus S key combination. Now let me share a tip. To copy the formatting effect to multiple texts, double-click on the Format Painter button and apply the effects. The Format Painter is a toggle button. To turn off the Format Painter, click on the button again. Okay, now let us learn how to apply Subscript and Superscript effects. The Subscript option places the selected text slightly below the baseline and makes it appear smaller than the rest of the text. On the contrary, Superscript option places the selected text slightly above the baseline.
Type M2 and select 2. Click on the Font dialog box launcher on the Home tab.
The Font dialog box appears. Select the Superscript checkbox under the Effect selection. Click OK. You will notice that 2 will be placed above the baseline. Similarly, you can apply the Subscript effect to the text. Now let me share a tip with you. Click on the Subscript or Superscript button present in the Font group on the Home tab to apply the respective effects on the selected text. To apply other special effects on the selected text, click on the Font dialog box launcher. Select the required font effects in Effects section like Strike Through, Small Caps, All Caps, Shadow, etc. Students, do you know that we can press Shift plus Delete to delete files or folders permanently? Okay, let us now learn how to find the text.
To find a particular word or phrase in the current document, follow these steps. Click on the Find button in the Editing group on the Home tab.
A drop-down menu appears. Select the Advanced Find option from the menu. The Find and Replace dialog box appears. Students, note that if we select the Find option, a navigation pane appears to the left of the document window. Type the word that you want to find in the Search document box. The search results will be displayed in the navigation pane with the highlighted words. In Find What box, type the text that you want to search in the document.
Click on the Find Next button.
The pointer will move to the next occurrence of the search word and the text will be highlighted.
After finishing the search, Word displays a message. Word has finished searching the document.
Click OK. Click on the More button if you want to widen your search criteria.
Let me tell you quickly, the shortcut key for Find is Ctrl plus F and for Replace is Ctrl plus H. If you want to cancel a search, press Escape key.
Now let me share a tip with you. If you click the Match Case checkbox, it will search the text with a similar case that you have typed in the Find What text box. Let us look at an example for better understanding.
If you select the Find Whole Words Only checkbox, it will match the complete word. Otherwise, it will also search those words where it finds the first matching letters. For example, if you have typed the in Find What text box and not clicked on Find Whole Words Only option, it will also search the word they, then, their, etc. because the first three letters of these words start with the.
Let us talk about replacing the text. Besides searching the text, you can also replace the words or phrases with any alternate text. To replace text, follow the given procedure.
Click on the Replace button in the Editing group on the Home tab.
The Find and Replace dialog box appears.
In Find What box, type the text that you want to search for.
In the Replace With box, enter the new text to replace the existing text.
Click on the More button to select other options if required. Click on Find Next, Replace All button as needed.
So students, let me now share a few tips.
Find Next button will highlight the next concurrence of the text that it searches. Replace button changes the search text with the new text given in Replace With text box. Replace All button replaces all the searched text with the new text at once. Cancel button is used to close the Find and Replace dialog box.
When Word has finished searching for the word and made replacements, a message box appears. Click OK. Students, let us learn how to format our page with some interesting options.
First step is to create header and footer. Header and footer are used to place some information on top and at the bottom of every page respectively. You can include the title, chapter's heading, date, page, number, author's name, etc. in this section. The header and footer buttons are found in the Header and Footer group on the Insert tab. Click on the Header button.
Select the Edit Header option in the drop-down menu. Follow the same method for the Footer option. An additional tab named Design will appear on the ribbon. You will find the header and footer boxes at the top and bottom of each page respectively, separated by dotted lines. Click on the header box and then type the text you want to display here. For example, Kip's Publishing World on the left-hand side.
Press the Tab key twice.
The pointer point will jump to the right side.
Click on Date and Time button in the Insert group on the Design tab.
The Date and Time dialog box appears. Choose the desired date and time format. Click OK.
Click on the Footer button and select the Edit Footer option.
The cursor will appear on the left side of the footer section. Press the Tab key and the cursor will jump to the center of the page. Click on the Page Number button in Header and Footer group on the Design tab and choose the desired format from the drop-down list. If you intend to apply a specific page number style, then select the Format Page Numbers option from the drop-down menu. The Page Number Format dialog box appears. Define the settings as per your need and click OK. Click on the Close Header and Footer button on the Design tab to close the Header and Footer Tools tab.
Time for the fact file. Header and footer are not displayed in normal view. To view them on the screen, click on the Print View or Print Layout view.
The next step is to insert column and column break. When you type in Microsoft Word, by default the text is displayed in a single column style or in a paragraph style. If you wish to format the document in newspaper style, that is column style, Word enables you to create a document in 2 or more columns.
Click on Equal Column Width checkbox to define columns of equal width. To create columns of different widths, specify width in the spin boxes. It will be activated only if you deselect the Equal Column Width checkbox. To insert a line between the columns, click on the Line Between checkbox.
Students, let me guide you how to use column button.
The easiest way to create a multi-column document is to use the Columns button in the page. Set up group on the Page Layout tab. Select the text. Click on the Columns button. A drop-down menu displays the choices of columns.
Select the number of columns you would like to insert in your document. If you want to customize the columns, then click on the More Columns option in the drop-down menu. The Columns dialog box appears. Define the desired settings and click OK. Inserting column break. If you have already added columns to your Word document, then you might have noticed that some of the columns are not as balanced as you would like them to be. One solution to this problem is to add a column break. It will force the end of the column and move that text to the beginning of a new column. Place the cursor before the text where you want to insert column break. Click on the Breaks button on the Page Layout tab and select Column option from the drop-down menu. You will observe that the text following the column break will begin in the next column. Now let me explain to you about working with tabs.
The most common way to indent the text is to use the Tab key.
It is used to move the cursor
At certain spaces in a document. By default, tab stops are set at every 0.5 inch. You can set the tab stops along the ruler according to your requirements. When you press the tab key, the cursor automatically jumps to the next tab. Tabs can also be created using leaders line.
The leaders insert dots or dashes in the space leading up to the tab stop. To set the tab stop, follow the given steps. Click on the dialog box launcher button in the paragraph group of the Page Layout tab. The paragraph dialog box appears. Now click on the Tabs button present on the lower left of the dialog box. The Tabs dialog box appears on the screen. Type a tab position, for example 1.25 inches, in the tab stop position text box. Select any of the alignment options and click on the Set button. Similarly, set a new tab at 3 and click OK. Now press the Tab key. The cursor will jump to the next position where you have set the tab stop.
Ctrl+1 single line spacing. Ctrl+2 double line spacing. Ctrl+5 1.5 line spacing. These shortcuts will not work from the numeric keypad.
Okay students, let me share a tip. You can quickly set tabs by using the Tab Selector button present on the left end of the ruler. Keep on clicking the button until it displays the type of tab you want to set. Then click on the location on the ruler bar where you want to set the tab. Okay, let me now tell you about indenting text. Indentation determines the amount of spacing between the text and page margins. Indenting basically draws the reader's attention. Indentation feature is used to move the complete paragraph or the first line of a paragraph to a specific position either from left or right margin.
Select the text to be indented. Click on the Increase Indent button in the paragraph group on the Home tab. The selected text will shift ½ inch away from the left margin. Click on the Decrease Indent button to move the text ½ inches closer to the left margin. Line spacing is the amount of space between the lines of text in a paragraph. Click on Indents and Spacing tab in the Paragraph dialog box and click on the drop-down menu of Line Spacing. Select any line spacing option.
You can also select line spacing by clicking on the Line and Paragraph Spacing button and selecting the desired spacing from the displayed list. Students, let me share some tips with you. Each time you click the Increase Indent button, the paragraph will move half inch away from the left margin. You can also set the indents by dragging method. Select the paragraph and drag the first line indent, left indent, right indent or hanging indent on the ruler bar. Now let us talk about setting paragraph spacing. Paragraph spacing is the amount of space above or below a paragraph. Follow the steps to set the paragraph spacing. Select the paragraph before or after which you want to change the spacing. Click on the Paragraph dialog box launcher button on the Home tab. The Paragraph dialog box will open. Select the Indents and Spacing tab. Enter the required spacing in the before and after spin boxes under the spacing section. Click OK. Let me share an important tip. Click on the Line and Paragraph Spacing button in the Paragraph group under the Home tab and select the line spacing options from the drop-down menu. The Paragraph dialog box will appear. Select any specified value for the line spacing and paragraph spacing. Let us now understand how to set page properties. Word offers features to set the page properties such as page margins, page orientation, page size, etc. Students, now let us talk about setting margins. Margin refers to the amount of space which is left from the edge of the page and the document text. Microsoft Word allows you to set the margins on all the four sides of a document, that is, top, bottom, left and right. The default margins are set at 1 from the top and bottom and 1 from left and right edge of the page. Setting margins using ruler bars. To change the left or right margins, point to a margin boundary or the horizontal ruler. When the pointer changes to a double-headed arrow, drag the margin boundary as per your need. To change the top or bottom margins, point to a margin boundary on the vertical ruler. When the pointer changes to a double-headed arrow, drag the margin boundary as required. Let me now guide you how to specify exact margin measurement.
Select the Page Layout tab. Click the Margins button in the Page Setup group. A drop-down list of options appears.
The normal option is selected by default. Select any predefined margin setting.
Or select the Custom Margins option. The Page Setup dialog box will appear.
Select the Margins tab. Type the values for top, bottom, left and right margins or click the spin boxes to set the margins. In the Apply to drop-down list, choose any option, either whole document or selected text. Click OK. Alright students, now we will talk about setting paper orientation. The page orientation is the property to set the printing direction of the text. The default orientation is portrait orientation, in which document is printed lengthwise. When we choose landscape orientation, the document is printed widthwise. To change the paper orientation, follow the given steps.
Select the Page Layout tab. Click on the Orientation button in the Page Setup group.
Choose the landscape orientation from the drop-down list. Observe the change. Let me now tell you how to set paper size.
In Microsoft Word, you can work with different sizes of paper, but the available selections depend on the type of printer you use.
To set a paper size,
Select the Page Layout tab. Click the Size button in the Page Setup group.
a list of paper size options appear. The current paper size is highlighted in the drop-down list. Select any desired page size option. The paper size of the document changes accordingly. Or click on the More Paper Sizes option in the Size button drop-down list. The Page Setup dialog box will appear. Click on the Paper tab. Select the desired size from the Paper Size drop-down list. Observe the change in the preview block and click OK. Okay students, let me describe you how to preview a document. Microsoft Word allows you to preview the document before printing. Follow the given steps to preview a document. Click on the File tab and select the Print option. A preview of your document automatically appears on the right side of the Word window. To view each page, click on the arrows below the preview section present on the navigation bar. You can magnify the view of the page by using the zoom slider bar at the bottom right corner of the preview section. If you want to print more than one copy of a document, you can choose between the collated and uncollated options in the Settings option. If there are 10 pages in a document and you want to print 5 copies, the collated option will print the complete copy of the document, that is, from page 1 to page 10, and then it will again start printing the next copy. Whereas the uncollated option will print all the 5 copies of the first page, and then it will print the next copy of the subsequent pages likewise. Alright students, now we will talk about printing a document. After checking the preview of the document, you can follow the given steps to print the document. Click on the File tab and select the Print option. Choose the printer from the Printer drop-down list. Enter the number of copies in the Copies pin box. Under the Settings section, click on the arrow next to the Print All Pages to choose any given option. Selecting the Print All Pages option prints the entire document. Selecting the Print Selection option prints only the selected text from the document. Selecting the Print Current Page prints only the selected page from your document. Choosing the Print Custom Range option prints the specified range of pages from the document. After selecting all the required options, click on the Print button. Students note that to change the properties for your printer, select the Printer Properties option under the printer name.
Let us quickly glance through the key points discussed in this chapter.
The Format Painter tool is used to apply text formatting and some basic graphics formatting such as borders and fills to another selection. The Find option finds a particular word or phrase in the current document. The Replace option in Word offers a facility to search a particular word or phrase and replace it with a new word. Header and footer is used to place some information on the top and at the bottom of every page respectively. Indentation determines the amount of spacing between the text and the page margins. Paragraph spacing determines the amount of spaces above or below a paragraph. Margin refers to the amount of space which is left from the edges of a paper where the text actually begins to appear. Paragraph spacing determines the amount of spaces above or below a paragraph. The page orientation is the property to set the printing direction of the text.